So, the three maps. This one right here, the medium-sized one, is the overall world. It's basically just kind of look at how things are laid out on a high level. I'm not really gonna say that it's useful unless you want to be close to a particular nation or location that you know that you want to be next to. You can see the basic layout of the land. Anyway, the one that I personally pay the most attention to is the region, which is the biggest one. And that shows pretty good detail of what everything is. And it just kind of shows you where everything is going to be. What is this? This is shrubland. This is elvish shrubland, okay. I'm just looking at the blue. I'm wondering what the blue is. And it looks like it's... What's the button? It looks like it's Human Kingdoms. At least that's what I would assume it is. Notes are mine. You can add notes. You don't need to. If you're gonna be really picky about finding a place to stay, you can. There's really no reason to. There it is. Tab, change mode. These are... So these are dwarf fortresses. And some humans. Okay, so these are all dwarves. Up there. These should be elves. Unless I'm just reading this wrong. You see, like I was saying, there's just a lot in this game that I don't know. Like, I can read some of this, but it's like a bunch of it I've never had to care about. And honestly, I probably never will. Who's your closest neighbor? Just make sure that it doesn't say that there's, like, high savagery. There aren't a lot of bad things, and you can normally see because, like, this purple normally shows or means that it's something bad is nearby. Like, what's that tower? It's in red. That's really all I can say. So, it's probably not good. I think this is a desert. That's an ocean. That doesn't look like an ocean. That's lava. It's not lava. But I don't like this place. Anyway, a good tool for when you're just starting is F. If you press F, you can change the dimensions of how big you want your map to be. You can set how much savagery you want it to have, how much evil you want there to be, all of this stuff. A lot of people will tell you not to get near an aquifer. A lot of people will tell you not to settle if it says salt water. I have two things to say about that. The first thing is, as far as salt water goes, you can settle near salt water as long as you have stone. If you have stone, then it is possible to get a screw well, or something like a screw pump, I think is what it's called, which purifies water. It purifies standing water and it purifies salt water. And that's all you need to get the fresh water that you need for living in that area. So that's not too much of a problem. I still wouldn't suggest it because it's a pain. It's something else you need to worry about. So as long as you have a stream or a brook or something like that, you're good. You don't need to care. Even if I can press E right there, it says you have selected an area with salt water. You don't need to care about that. As long as you have a brook, the salt water doesn't matter. The next thing is aquifer. And my current fortress on my other computer, I did set up near an aquifer. And I can't find any stone. But you know what? The game set me up in a way that I don't need the stone. I have a ton of trees. I can build pretty much everything with wood. And it looks like there's a place where I can dig to get down the stone, which I'm gonna do when I can, but there's a lot of sand. So instead of working with metals or anything like that, my goal is to work with glass. And honestly, that should work. I should be able to set up a good economy. Not that I know much about how that works in this game, but I should be able to get that set up well enough that the fortress will survive. So it's like, basically, they'll tell you a lot about easy starting locations, and they're right. But really, you can set up anywhere, and you will be okay. So with that being said, I'm going to... No, go away. I'm going to set up this location, because this looks nice. I want to build into a mountain, because that's standard. And basically how you do it, you use the arrow keys to move around on the regional map. Pressing shift, and this is universal in this game, pressing shift will move you up and down by quite a lot. I think it's 5 when you're actually in fortress mode, and it looks like it's 10 maybe in this mode. Regardless, it's enough. So I personally like playing on a bigger playing field. So it says down at the bottom, down here, how to move the local area, and the local area is important. You do want to have a good supply of things so that you can be set up well. I'm going to, because I'm thinking of a particular Dwarf Fortress story called Boat Murdered, set up mostly in the mountain. And I normally do relatively big sizes because it's like my computer can handle it most of the time, especially this computer. And other than lag, there really is no downside. This game takes no graphical processing, it's all computing. So if you have a decent processor, you should be fine to do bigger world size. And you don't need it because, like I said before, the big difference between this game and RimWorld is you have a Z direction. You can go up and down, but it doesn't matter. The main reason that I do bigger world sizes is because I like to have a good supply of things. I like to have trees because there is stuff that you need to make out of wood. I like to have stone, if I am doing a mountain, I want to build into the mountain and just have the fortress in there, because as dwarves, you build into a mountain. I always want to have a river, and that's personal preference, because it takes out having to get water early on, and you can just make a well to it, a well from it. But it takes out having to do that, and it provides fishing, which is a really nice source of food. But real quick, right before I set this in stone, I want to check to make sure that this is trees. Yep, the ends are trees. So I do have a good supply of trees. I think I'm going to do it right here. Right there. I want some trees. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to do it there. And alright, so you've selected tomorrow. Shut up. Here's the thing that threw me off when I first started to play. You can go through and you can select all of your items, and you can select how things, what skills the dwarves have, and things such as that. You don't need to. The game will provide you what you need. I selected near a river, so I'm going to use the river. They're going to equip me with a fisher and a fish cleaner, somebody that can clean the fish. I provided stone. They're probably going to provide me with 2 dwarves that'll be able to mine, and therefore 2 pickaxes. I'm near wood. They're going to give me an axe and 1 woodcutter probably. So it's like the game will provide you what you need. So, you can prepare. Personally, I think it's more work than it's worth. And it really just ends up confusing you, so I'm not even going to go into it. You can just press play now, and normally things will work out. So it'll stimulate the world a bit more, and stop responding, and then it'll give me the thing. It'll give a little explanation of what's going to happen, and then it drops you in the game. Don't go. Alright, so first thing, and I'm going to end this off pretty soon because I've already been going for a half hour. I might split this in 2, but I use arrow keys to move. You can also you should use numpad, because numpad has diagonals. I will use that in adventure mode, but because I've been playing on a laptop without a numpad previously, I've become accustomed to not. And then pressing space is how you let things just go on their course, and then pausing will stop it. You can see what its state is right now, what pressing space will do. These are all the buttons and what they will do. So pressing space will resume. Now it'll pause. Pressing period will step 1, like half a second. It's good for battles, I guess. Maybe. And then the other important thing is pressing K. K is look. And that is how you figure out what all of this stuff is. Because I've played this game a lot, I know basically what it is. I don't know specifically. I don't care specifically. These are all grasses, and then it shows what's underneath sometimes if there isn't anything. Like that's just andesite. It's just grass on top of stone. There's a boulder. What are these, gems? Excuse me, what? What is it? Okay, I don't like that. Is that the spider? That's a colony of ants. I'm probably not going to touch them because they don't matter. And then the other thing is, and you do have to press shift for this, you use the, I don't know what to call them other than less than and greater than signs to go up and down. And congratulations, you know the basic controls of Dwarf Fortress now. It's not that hard. And if we go, pressing tab is how I'm toggling the things on the side. Escape. Don't do that. And it'll tell you all your commands, all the things that you can do, how to do them. No, don't do that. And here are all the trees that I was talking about. These are the leaves. If I go down, all of the O's right here, if I press K to look, all of the O's are their trunks. And then over here is a map of the overall space. And I've got a good section of mountain to dig into. Not as much as I wanted, but oh well, that's fine. Maybe I can expand it. I don't actually know. I've never needed more space than actually the default, honestly. I just always do more in case I ever go longer with a fortress. I mean, personally, and this makes it sound bad, it's not. Personally, sticking with the same fortress for so long gets boring to me. And that's probably just because I'm not that great of a player, and there is a whole aspect of there are 3 whole aspects of the game that I've never touched. There is trading. I've brushed on that. But yes, there's economy. There's the inner hierarchy of the fortress, like nobles, classes, districts, all of that sort of thing. That exists, and that's actually kind of important. The game will eventually force you to do that, because it'll bring in nobles that don't do anything, except for be noble. And the final is military, because I've never played with anything that needed military, and I've tried not to anger animals. And considering that normally where's the brook? It should be down here? There. Ooh, that's not very much. Wood is river, so that's good. You don't want to drink from murky water or stagnant water, but and you can see that it's moving because it has the crests, the white crests. What are they? Fish? Huh. Yeah, I wanted more river than that, but I don't get any more. So I'll have to just live with that. And that's fine. I can make a channel. Looks like I won't be able to fish that much in this world, but that's fine. I should be able to either farm. I should be able to farm. And there are plants. There's these are pomegranate trees, so come autumn, pomegranates will fall. So I can eat them. Custard apple, that sounds good. So I will be able to survive here. I will have a bit of fish too. Not that much. yeah, I'm gonna stop here. And next time I'll look at units and see what's going on with all of that sort of thing. So, until next time.